I believe is that if you think you're a certain type of person and then you're doing certain actions and that leads you to certain outcomes, those outcomes are ultimately a product of your actions, and those actions are a product of your beliefs. So when you feel something in your body, the connection for me seems really clear. I feel like I wanted to speak to this idea of how we store emotions and memories in our body. This is something that I feel like a lot of people talk about, and to be honest, I don't completely understand it. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert or anything like that, but I do have an opinion on it, and I'm curious about what you would think about it. So pain is a signal in our body representing some sort of problem going on, but it doesn't mean that the problem is where the pain is. It just means that there's a problem somewhere, and that's where the pain is. So people know this when it comes to training the body, but what happens when you start connecting it to the emotional body? A lot of people say, well, I think my neck pain is an emotional thing, or my shoulder pain is this, or my gut pain is this. And I've always been really curious about how does that even work? I don't really get it. And today I kind of felt like something made sense. So if you look at being human through the lens of habits, behaviors, and beliefs, you can really start to understand a little bit about what are the things influencing your body, right? So if you were a oil rig worker up in northern part of the country, you would be exposed to different toxins. You would be exposed to harsh weather, hard jobs. Your body would be working hard all day. If you're making those decisions to be in those environments, that ultimately means that you think you're a certain type of person. What I believe is that if you think you're a certain type of person and then you're doing certain actions and that leads you to certain outcomes, those outcomes are ultimately a product of your actions, and those actions are a product of your beliefs. So when you feel something in your body, the connection for me seems really clear. That if you believe something different, you're going to take different action, and then you're ultimately going to feel different in your body. If I choose to stay in a relationship that's not serving me, then I'm going to have a very different experience than if I leave it. All these choices ultimately affect our actions. Actions affect other actions, which affect other actions, and then we continually believe what we are experiencing based on all of the feedback we're getting from those actions. And if we choose not to listen to that feedback and we feel pain and we continually go through it and just continue doing whatever we want, then ultimately we're not listening to ourselves. There's a belief around I'm not worthy of the money I want, or I'm not worthy of the love I deserve, or the job, or living in peace and harmony. And so we're going to keep believing that, keep feeling pain, and keep having actions that reinforce it. And ultimately that'll live in our body because certain things will lead to injury, illness, and us taking certain postures. So if you're always in the same posture, sitting on the same couch, talking to the same person, you're going to start holding on to those things until you make a choice around changing them. So there's some thoughts about how emotions live in the body. I don't think it's as simple as saying, here's fear, here's anger, here's sadness. It's more, I felt sad, so I did this, and then I ended up with this outcome, and this outcome made me do all these other things, and now my body looks like this because I had all those actions. I hope this was interesting. Let me know your opinions in the comments. Maybe give me a